a little story that it began when I moved to the United States. It was a very cold day in Chicago, and I was sitting in my car listening to the radio. Of course, it was in English, and I said to myself, what am I doing here? What am I doing here so far away from my hometown, Argentina? Where am I going? If those are really existential questions, who we are, where do we go, what do we want, what life means, what are we doing in this life? And little that I know, it took me my whole life to figure that out. Many, many years later, going through all the experience I want, I came to realize that we are here to grow, to learn, and to share what we have learned. There is nothing we are going to take with us after this experience. We are spiritual beings, you can call it, going through a human experience in this very, very short period of time. Because one thing I know about you is that you were born. We are here. Listen to this in this moment. And we don't know how far are we going to go. That's why life needs to be a really important matter of decision. And think freely in nature. But the most important characteristic of a human being is the gregarious concept. Without the other, we could not survive. And that keeps being a reality today. Even in a world of metaverse, transhumans, artificial intelligence, space trips, or whatever you want to call the next technology advance. If you ask Margaret Mead when civilization starts, she will say that we start to understand us ourselves within a community on the first time that we found a broken femur, fixed during lifetime, which means somebody else took care of us. Somebody else helped us to survive. Because in those times, it's called that Paleolithic. If you broke your leg, you were done to die. You were not going to be able to find water, food, hunt, shelter yourself. So that person that fixed the broken leg itself, he didn't do it by themselves. Somebody helped them out. And in the same way, we constructed those marvelous cities, technology that help us to communicate and all that. You know, I was lucky enough to travel quite extensively. And one morning I woke up, I turned the TV on at 3, 4 in the morning, whatever it was. And there was Dr. Wendaya. And listened to him, I understood that you and the other are one. Listen to Dr. Joseph Campbell with his famous hero with 1,000 faces. I learned that all our culture is one because we live in one world. We have our own mythology disguised by different religions or beliefs, but we are all the same, with the same needs, with the same goals. The problem is, mostly we judge the other by their actions, very, very tough, very strongly. But we believe in ourselves by our intentions. Intentions count, but when they are align with actions. We can be wrong. Making mistakes is part of the human condition. Actually, by making mistakes is how we grow, how we construct new possibilities. If you are not making mistakes, you are not getting out of the comfort zone. You're not getting out of what you understand so far. And if you keep walking around the same circle with the same people, with the same thoughts all the time, you are just repeating, and not outliving that self-closing circle of motivation. Now, it is a very complex world, and we are going backwards. We are going to disintegration, to selfish, to be kind of taking care of myself, even against others' possibility to grow and come up. And like I told you, be of service is one of the main functions of a human being. Our brain developed to scan conditions and to look for the best possibilities for our survival. And that includes the other, because one person always needs somebody else. We are the only animal that start living out of the womb sooner than we are ready for life. So that's a main condition. Somebody else needs to take care of us, feeding, covering, taking care of our needs. If that doesn't happen, we die. We die. And the problem is that if we don't extract that condition to the whole entire human being, we are letting out the main focus of our life, which is the social life. It is amazing to me how on the 21st century, with all the technology, all we know, all the history, and the 8 billion people in the planet, we still don't understand that war is not a solution, that concentrating many resources in few hands is not a solution, that letting people suffer the contamination of the water, the air, pollution everywhere is not a possibility anymore. We need to go back and start thinking of constructing, building bridges between each other, helping out each other, taking out of the misery of a lot of people that is suffering the conditions that we are creating. Climate change is not fiction, it's real. See what happened in the United States right now. See what happened in Europe right now. War is not a solution. Not trusting each other is killing us. And I'm going to tell you why we don't trust each other. We don't trust each other basically because we can be trusted ourselves. Every time you say to yourself, I am going to do this, and you don't do it, you are mistreating yourself. So if you don't trust yourself, how are you going to trust somebody else? There's no chance. That is the problem.